8:39, Big 550, KTRS. Cat Neville from Feast Magazine joins us, sponsored by Twisted Tree Steakhouse, the newest offering from Seiberg's family at Watson and Lindbergh in Sunset Hills. They're now serving lunch. Check out their Sip and Savor Happy Hour, 3 to 6. And our friend Jimmy Cristo is running things over at Twisted Tree Steakhouse. Call him 314-394-3366 or twistedtreesteakhouse.com. Good morning, Cat Neville.
Good morning.
What do we got?
I have two shops for you today.
Okay.
The first one is a well-known and beloved olive oil shop called De Olivas, and they have they just opened up their third location. The first was in West County Mall. Second is in St. Charles, and now the new location is in the Central West End. The address is 115 North Euclid, Suite B. And De Olivas is great. They hand select all of the things that they carry. So they aren't just using a distributor and picking things. I mean, they personally go out and source their olive oils, vinegars, and they have a lot of like condiments, things like jarred pestos and jams and all these kind of wonderful things. They have a number of single varietal olive oils that are, from like Spain or France or Italy. And then they also do a lot of the flavored oils as well, like their Tuscan olive oil, I think is their most popular. And then they also have a number of vinegars. And are you familiar with balsamic vinegar? Mm-hmm. So it's like that kind of sweetened vinegar. And it's been not sweetened. There's no sugar added, but it is sweeter and more
Got
dense.
A tang to it.
Yeah, it's been aged. Typically, you want to look for those that have been aged in oak, so they're very. It's different from like a red wine vinegar, which is very bright and acidic. You know, the balsamic is kind of like syrupy and a love. So good.
Good on a salad.
It is. And, like when I never buy bottled salad dressings. I always just kind of make my own. And my favorite thing to do is honestly just take really awesome olive oil, drizzle it on top, a little bit of good balsamic, salt, pepper, and just toss it. Right. And so when you're buying really good olive oils like you can at De Olivas, then, you don't need the stuff in a jar with preservatives and all this kind of thing. You know, you
the
can
calories and the,
Exactly.
All the preservatives.
Exactly.
And all that stuff.
And olive oil is great for you. They also have nut oils and things like that. And then, of course, like dried pastas. And then each one of the stores, they carry roughly the same stock, but then they also do have some specials that rotate. If you go to their website, you can learn more about that.
De Olivas.
Yep.
Third location.
Yes.
I got to check that. One of them is in Main Street, St. Charles.
Yep, so it's close to you.
Yeah. Everything's close to me, thanks to Page Avenue Extension, but that's beside the point. De Olivas, third location now, this newest one in the Central West End.
Yes.
What's number 2?
Number 2 is in Alton, Illinois. It is Pop Utopia. Yes. And they just opened up. And so the address is 231 East Delmar. So popcorn, flavored popcorn, it's so fun.
It is.
And
it's fun to eat.
Exactly. And you know what? So this is a candy shop, a popcorn shop. They carry lollipops that are made with regular cane sugar, not corn syrup, and then like dyed with vegetable dyes rather than artificial colors. They do customized gift baskets. They have tons of seasonal candy. And then they have these popcorns. And the popcorns are made, I think there's like up to 150 flavors, but they rotate in. And so they might carry 30 or 40 at a time. And they use natural flavorings. They're not using the fake stuff. And, so it's everything from like banana split to like a chili lime cilantro. And then they have, just regular white cheddar and all that kind of stuff. So you can go in and everything you can sample. Anything that you want to purchase, you can try and decide. So so it's Rebecca Patton who is the owner, and she had another shop in Alton, earlier, and so that had to close down relatively suddenly, and it took her a little bit. And now she's reopened Pop Utopia, which I think is it's just fun. I mean, just imagine taking your kids there after school and just
It's a popcorn shop and treatery.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
which
like
is important.
Treatery.
candy.
Yes.
Candy is
Yes.
dandy.
Yes.
I mean, everyone likes
231
popcorn.
East Delmar in Alton, Pop
Yes.
Utopia.
Yep.
And then, of course, you have D. Oliva's third location now open in the Central West End. What's going on with Feast Magazine?
Well, tonight our Food Gives Back episode airs on Channel 9, and that's where I'm kind of taking a look at different food charities. So here in town, it is Food Outreach, which serves people who are HIV positive and also have cancer.
We just had them on yesterday.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, we
Oh,
gave 'em a
great, because
plug.
they have their fundraiser coming up.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, so they do really important work because nutrition is such a big part of maintaining your health, and so they teach people how to eat well. I also profile Operation Barbecue Relief, which started out after
people
the
who eat bad barbecue?
no, it started out
That'd be a good charity, actually.
after the Joplin tornado.
Okay.
And a bunch of barbecue guys went down to Joplin to help feed people who were displaced. And they realized, just kind of like they had this really wonderful formula. And so now it's nationwide where they have teams of people who are willing to volunteer when there's a disaster, say it's an earthquake or a hurricane or a flood or a fire or something like that. Not an individual fire, but like something that hits a community.
yeah.
And so what they do is they like rally their competitive barbecue teams to come and feed people across the country. So we profile them, and then also New Roots for Refugees, which is based in Kansas City, and it's a partnership between Catholic Charities and a local kind of farming group where they take people who are refugees and they teach them how to farm and then how to market their goods through farmers markets and things like that to help get them, kind of like connected with the community, but also a stream of income. Typically, it's people who've been farming in their home communities. So 3 really interesting charities, and then also Taste and Toast. April 28th. I expect you guys to be there. We now have a VIP experience, which
Are we
is
gonna be a part of that
exclusive.
VIP
I'll only go if I'm
experience?
VIP. 'cause
Only
I
if
don't-
you actually
Yeah.
come this year, Kelly.
Yeah, Kelly.
I will so be there.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's actually a lot
I
of
am.
fun. You should.
No, I will
It's
be
a lot
there.
of fun. So we have an exclusive VIP. It's an hour before, and it's like Bird and Barrel and Sydney Street and like Farm Truck, all these really great rising star chefs.
I have a great story about the tornado in Joplin, and I have just enough time to tell this story.
Yes.
So it's going to take a second. So let's go back in time, and the Danforth family pools all their money and opens up a feedlot. Okay, and 3 days later, a tornado comes through St. Louis and levels the whole thing.
So you mean a cattle feedlot?
A feedlot,
Yeah.
yeah. And so they're broke. They don't have any money. And so they go to a banker, and I think the banker's name was like Dave, like Banker Dave, I think was the man's name. And they go to him and they say, all of our money was in this feedlot, and the tornado destroyed it. 3 days later, we don't have any money. So Banker Dave says, you know what? I like the cut of your jib. I trust you. I trust your family. I'm going to give you money to start another feedlot, okay? Which was the equivalent today of about $500,000. So they give him the money, and they open up a little company called Purina,
Oh, wow.
okay?
Wow.
Yeah. So
Wow.
So when was this?
This was like
A zillion years
late 1800s or something, right? So they open up a feedlot called Purina, and lo and behold, Purina becomes Purina, and the Danforths become the Danforths. So fast forward all these years later, the Danforth Foundation was shutting down, okay? And they were trying to spend their money, and they were making it, and they were spending it and spending it. And so they get a call from the Joplin Business District. And they said, we're looking to start a fund to help businesses rebuild from the tornado. And they asked the Danforth Foundation, do you have any money? And they said, well, we've shut down. We don't have any money. And all of a sudden they find out that they have $500,000 left.
No way.
And they take that $500,000 and they donate it. And the last donation of the Danforth Foundation went to the Joplin Business District to restart businesses that were ruined in the tornado.
That's a great story.
Great story.
Yeah,
That is a great
absolutely.
story.
Yeah.
Talk about
All right.
circle of life.
Cat Neville, Feast Magazine, feastmagazine.com for everything you need to know feast-wise. Have a good day.
Feast-wise.
849, Big 550, KTRS.